Hi, I'm Neil Davidson, founder and presentation coach at TheSharedScreen, your hub for live web theater and online presentation coaching. In current pandemic conditions, telemedicine is becoming the safe standard for healthcare practitioners to connect with their patients. So, we wanted to share with you what we know to help you as the patient have a stress-free and effective telemedicine appointment. Today, we're going to talk about how to prepare yourself, some tips for setting up, and best practices for during your appointment. Now, if you missed something, don't worry. We've linked time codes in the description so you can go back to anything that you'd like to watch again. When you receive an invitation for your appointment, make sure to save the invite somewhere that you can find it again. Be sure to review time and date and save any relevant links and passwords that you might need to log on. This is also a good time to double check that you know which video communication applications your provider is using. And if you have any questions, reach out to their office so they have plenty of time to help you before the appointment. Next, make an appointment checklist. Include the purpose and goals of your appointment and any questions that you might have for your provider. Make a list of your medications, supplements, and any prescriptions you need filled. And go over any recent medical history, including illness, injury, and any current symptoms that you're experiencing and when they started. For patients with web-tracked medical devices, like cardiac or blood glucose monitors, make sure that your data is synced and available. Please feel free to use our checklist that's linked in the description and at the end of the video. This will help you save time, and it'll make it easy for you and your provider to get the most out of your appointment. Now, it's time to set up your environment. The most important thing here is to pick a location that has a stable Wi-Fi connection, so that your call won't unexpectedly drop, and to make sure that you and your provider will be able to see and hear each other clearly during the appointment. Make sure that the location is as private as possible so you won't be interrupted or overheard, and do your best to minimize background noises by silencing electronics. It might be useful to wear headphones with a built-in microphone. And try to make sure that there's nothing distracting in the background, like a television or other people. Your lighting and camera don't have to be professional, but it's important for your provider to be able to see you well. Too much light from behind you will cast a shadow that makes it hard to see your face. So make sure that most of the light is coming from in front of you. You can easily accomplish this by placing a light next to your device. To get a clear view of your head and shoulders in frame, make sure the camera is not below eye level. You can easily raise the camera by placing it on top of a stable object like a stack of books or a box. Next, it's time to do a technical check. Make sure that your device is plugged in and fully charged as always. Most video communication apps will allow you to test your camera and mic before the call, so simply follow these directions and make sure that you can see and hear yourself clearly. This is also a good time to make sure that your volume on the device is turned on. To make sure that you don't miss anything, you can use our pre-appointment technical checklist linked below and at the end of the video. As a final step before your call, we recommend a practice call with a friend or a family member. Because this medium can be a little bit disorienting at first, this is especially useful for new video communication users. It'll help you get comfortable. Try to use the platform that you'll be using for your appointment if possible, and if not, any video communication medium will do. Before you log in, make sure to silence and turn off notifications on all your devices so you're not interrupted. And remind your family and the roommates about the appointment so you can avoid being interrupted. Try to log in 5 to 10 minutes early to give yourself time to fix any last-minute issues that come up. And use this time in the digital waiting room the same way that you would use time in an office. Review your checklist of goals, questions, medications, and relevant history, and be prepared to wait, as your practitioner may be running a little bit behind schedule. When you start your call, double-check with your provider that you can be seen and heard. There's no need to be overly close or loud. A normal distance and speaking voice will do for most devices. If you are being accompanied by a friend or a family member, let your care provider know. You can also have them on screen with you, but that's not absolutely necessary. Take your time to settle in. Don't be afraid to take it slow. And feel free to ask your provider to repeat any information that you have trouble understanding. You might miss information due to video or technical glitches or accidentally speaking over each other. This is normal. So feel free to repeat yourself, and if you're afraid that you weren't heard, say what you said again. We also recommend taking typed or written notes on a checklist during your call. When you end your appointment, take a moment to review your checklist. Make sure that your goals have been met and all of your questions have been answered. Also, make sure that you are clear on next steps. This includes treatment plans, prescriptions and supplements, lab orders, and follow-up appointments. This review is especially important in telemedicine because you won't have a chance to clarify with support staff or receptionists afterwards like you would in a normal office visit. Finally, be sure that you know how your provider will be sending you any follow-up documents and when you will receive them, now or later. We hope you find this helpful. Again, if you missed anything, feel free to use the time codes in the description to go back, and remember, you can always download and reference our checklist at this link. We at TheSharedScreen hope you have a stress-free and effective telemedicine appointment, and please, stay safe during this difficult time. Thank you so much for watching.